The number one program on a chart is separateness. The very first program we put in is wanting to be separate from the one, from the oneness. The oneness is our beingness. It's omnipresent. Right now, your beingness is everywhere present. We start cutting ourselves off from it by saying, I'm going to be separate from it, and we put a circle around ourselves to encase our beingness into a thing called mind-body. Our beingness sets up a mind which imagines it's a body. So everything you do, and will keep on doing until you reach freedom, is to undo that feeling of separateness. On the chain of separateness comes mind, body, and everything to do with the body. Other bodies, mama, papa, children, husband, wife. It gets more and more involved as you move out from the top state of oneness of beingness. But this beingness that you are is always there. There's nothing more intimate than this infinite beingness that you are. When you say I, that's it. When you add on to it, that isn't it. That's what you need to let go of. You just say I, from here on, you'll be there. But the moment you add something onto it, I am this body, or I am this mind, or I am, that's not it. You're separating, you're imaging in your mind more than the oneness. And the more you image, the further away you are from that top state of just being. Because you're being the body, you're being the mind, you're being the husband, you're being the wife, you're being the child, you're being the friend. Then in being the body, you're being involved in everything to survive, keep that body surviving. But there's one thing you can't let go of. That's the word being. That's the part of you that has no limitation. That's the part of you that you're looking for in every last act you do. You're unhappy because you're not just being. Unhappiness is just moving away from beingness. So the more you try to be a body, the greater your unhappiness. There is no misery in life when we let go of identifying with the body and just to identify with our beingness. Are you? Sure you are. That's it, period. Nothing else. That's it. You see the KISS theory? It's so simple. How do you get rid of all the obstaculations? Ag flap, that's all it is. These programs put into the banks of the mind keep operating until we release them. You get these programs out of the mind goes quiet, and your beingness is so loud you cannot help but be self-obvious to yourself as to what you are. Truth, reality, is that which never changes. And there's only one thing that never changes: the reality, the truth, our beingness. So we start from our beingness. We create a mind. The mind reflects all the parts. The mind creates all matter. And when you get involved in matter, everything matters. And you're just plagued by a bunch of nonsense. So we need to start going back up the chart, ridding ourselves of all these unconscious, deep programs, AGFLAP and so forth. I'm back at the point that I started with when I first spoke to you. Identify where you are, where you're going, what it is that needs to be done to get there. Does an infinite being have to work for a living? Do the free ones have jobs? Let go of the importance of work. Of course, you've got to do that which you have to do. Otherwise, your program says, I will die. You need this carcass to plague you until you get back up to the top. The only purpose for being in this world is to discover our freedom. The only purpose to come here is to get rid of all the limitations. And where are the limitations? In the mind. I'm afraid I can't. I'm guilty. I don't deserve it. I'm angry. I'm apathy. The whole purpose of being here is to rid ourselves of all these mentations that are deeply programmed and are the accumulation of many, many millions of years, millions of lifetimes. And yet, when you release at the bottom line, you can go free in a matter of months. Getting it constant gets you there. The momentum, like you're into now. You're able to release. As you release, you get high. From the high place, you can reach down deep and pull up the fear of dying. When you're free of that fear of dying, there'll be a much stronger agony, the feeling of separation. But because you've released so much, when you've let go of the fear of dying, you can handle it. And you throw out the feeling of separation. And you're there with a capital T.